You know what I'm saying? So that's very important, especially in your walk. You know, I think I'm grateful that, you know, the two people that you witnessed to, which you not even knowing what this meant. You know, they been listening, but let's say your wife want to come or your son, like, don't stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because there will be a time where, you know what, somebody's gonna be like, and we came across a brother, like, he passed away, man. Like, we were witnessing to him, and we started our men's Bible study because of him. And unfortunately, you know, he passed away. You know, but that if anything, that inspired us more to be more hungry. But just know that if nobody else listens, God sees your obedience, and He's going to be pleased with you either way.
So in Ezekiel, going back to it, like speaking to hard-headed people, is it Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 6? He says, "No, I am not sending you to people with strange and difficult speech. If I did, they would listen. But the people of Israel won't listen to you any more than they listen to me, for the whole lot of them are hard-headed and stubborn." Verse 8, "But look, I have made you as obstinate and hard-headed as they are." So he's telling them, like, I've made you as hard-headed as they are. But to preach, like, hard-headed to preach the word, like, a lot of people, and I love hearing that, like, man, bro, you're so persistent, and you're so, like, I'm like, oh, I'm just hard-headed to, like, you know, to preach to you. And it says, "But look, I have made you as obstinate and hard-headed as they are. I have made your forehead as hard as the hardest rock. So don't be afraid of them or fear their angry looks, even though they are rebels." Like, in other words, he's saying not as hard-headed as they are, but even more. Like, so as persistent as they are to not listen, I'm going to make you even more persistent to preach to them. So that was kind of like, you know, the Lord telling Ezekiel, like, and us, to just be more persistent, to continue being persistent. And going back to 2 Timothy chapter 3, telling Timothy, he was like, "You know how much persecution and suffering I have endured. You know all about how I persecuted in Antioch, Iconium, and Lystra, but the Lord rescued me from all of it. Yes, and everyone who wants to live a godly life in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution." Like, there's no ifs and buts. But that's awesome. That's a confirmation that you are living a life in Christ Jesus, right? So when I suffer persecution for preaching Jesus, for being a Christian, and I a lot of times we're like, man, well, I just want to love you, man, but all you want to do in return is hate. But that's a confirmation that you're in the right path, right? So don't get discouraged when that happens, because it will happen. But evil people and imposters will flourish. You're going to start seeing people, evil intentions, bad intentions, and they're going to succeed. Like, and you're like, why am I getting persecuted? And everything's going their way. All right? They will deceive others and will themselves be deceived. So I've always said this. There's one way you know you're walking with Jesus, is that you're getting persecuted like Jesus was. Mm-hmm. When everything's going good, when everything's going your way, everything's flourishing, every aspect in your life and your ministry is just flourishing, and you're not getting attacked, you're walking with somebody else. You know what I'm talking about? So you either want to live good in this world and suffer for eternity, or suffer for Christ in this world and live eternity in peace. I'd rather suffer in this world for however many years God has given me to preach His word, and just have that peace of mind that I'm good in eternity.